Hey guys, can you hear me? I don't know what went wrong there. Something went a little bit odd. Let me know if you are joining us live. I am looking forward to getting to go through this with you today, because today we're talking all about how you can use your virtual events to scale up your business beyond 6 figures and to 6 figures if you're not there yet, because not everybody might be there. So give me a little wave, say hello in the comments. Don't worry about StreamYard, guys. If you guys are, because I looked at the comments yesterday and went, oh, they don't look, it looked a little bit spammy because StreamYard keeps saying you have to kind of register to put your name in. Just put your name in the comment. So when you add a comment, just put your name and things, and I'll just give you a shout out rather than you guys having to worry about StreamYard, because it's driving me nuts. Is it driving you guys nuts? Because it's driving me nuts. So let's dive in then. Yesterday, obviously, we talked about audience, which is a huge part of it. And, we talked about how we can create that experience for our audience. Today, what we're talking about is how we can actually scale up our business using these events. Now, tomorrow's topic, we're obviously talking about revenue in detail, because I know you guys want to talk about the deets for revenue. But how do we do this? What is this virtual event thing that Lindsay's been banging on about all week? And how do we actually make that take our business up into multiple numbers? So with virtual events, there are 2 ways we profit, okay? Front-end offers and back-end offers, okay? Hey, Chris. Hey, Clouts. Hi, guys. I'd love to have you join me. So with our front and back-end offers, front-end are things we offer before we wrap the event. So there is all sorts of things that we can include there. That can be that we might have all access passes, because typically for things like summits and online conferences, you can offer free passes. Summits, it's normal that you would offer a free pass. Anybody in a conference, you can do free pass, or you can have it where people pay. If you're doing a retreat, then people always pay. So you have these different elements up front. You can have people pay to upgrade, so they can have other things included. You can have upgrade prices. You can have fringe events, so things that benefit, and you can run these in advance, and you can then have effectively a funnel behind it. So yes, we do talk about funnels, okay? Audience experience is priority, and that's why with Experience Event Masterclass, we talk about that a lot. But you can still funnel your audience, and you can have behind that first offer, when they've got their pass, you can have it so that they are buying into other upsells along the way. So we can say, okay, you've got your free pass if it was a case for Summit. So a user might come along, they might sign up for their free pass, just like you guys are watching this video now, they might come sign up for something free, and then we offer them the upgrade to be able to watch. So with the Summit, we offer being able to watch those recordings for longer than we actually have them up for the free pass holders. Now, some people will leave them up for 24 hours, some leave them up for 48. It depends on you and your event and your audience, what you're doing for your free pass holders, because you've got to look after those guys as well. But what we want to do to scale our business is, in our business, we want this nice list of people that buy. We do not want freebie hunters, okay? Freebie guys, I love them. I love freebie seekers. They're cute, they're sweet. I like to help them because not everyone can always afford to invest straight away. I get it. So I'm not saying that we don't want those guys. We do. We want to look after them and build that relationship. But for a business to be profitable and to be scalable, we need to have a list of buyers. So what we do is we offer them this lower ticket element, which can just be a basic little pass, so they can get access to recordings and they can continue that learning experience. And we sell them that. And if they say no, then fair enough. We might offer them it again and say, guys, you do know the value in this. Again, it depends on your audience. There's different ways we can approach it. Or we might say, hey, you bought this. It's great, but did you want any of this other stuff as well? Okay, almost treating ourselves where we're being the concierge, where we're kind of saying, oh, do you want a drink? Do you want some nibbles? Do you want to put your coat down? Being that type of host where we're just asking all of these questions to help our audience get comfy, to get them in a position where they are ready to kind of take action. So to scale our business up using these types of events, depending on which one we pick, Like I say, there's different routes. We're going to talk about that in a lot of detail tomorrow. But for this one, I wanted to make sure that we're covering how we scale. Okay, so you've got to scale. You've got to be able to scale your business. And if you just build a list full of freebie hunters, while that's great and eventually they will become people that will work with you, the question is, how long are you going to wait? Okay, one of my clients, literally, she has people on her list that convert now and they've been there 4 years. Do you want to wait 4 years? This is a client that's come to me recently and we've been having this conversation. I'm like, 4 years is a long time to warm your audience up. We maybe want to speed this up a little bit. So it's all about scaling up and being secure. Ellie, don't worry if you can't stay today either. I know timing from Spain is a bit of a pain in the bum. That's why I'm doing it at 9 p.m. UK, because by the time we factor in all the guys on Eastern and all the guys on Pacific, it is a bit of a pain. So don't worry if you can't catch us live. Ellie, just hashtag replay. Okay, we'll drop you a DM. I'll make sure that our kind of success coaches are checking in with you and making sure you're all right, Ellie. Got you sorted. So diving back in. So scaling up then, like I say, you can scale when you have these buyers. Now, in marketing, when we're growing business, we might do things like self-liquidating offers. We might do all sorts of other things when we're running ads, okay? Because that's how most people pay for their ads. They run Facebook ads to what's called a self-liquidating offer, where so many people buy, you make a profit and you reinvest it. That's great. But that doesn't give us all the other opportunities that a virtual event does. So when we host a virtual event, we get the wider network, we get the additional opportunity, the leverage, the authority, that impact, and that deeper relationship, which you don't get using those likes of self-liquidating offers to build your audience. So with our virtual events, what we're doing is we're saying, guys, we're putting this event on to create this experience. It's going to educate you. It's going to give you the answers that you're looking for. If you like it, great. Upgrade so you can get access to everything. If you just want a couple of bits, then it's fine. Stay free. I don't believe in being a huge, like, direct response marketer going, buy now, buy now, buy now. Because when we've tested that, and I have tested it, we have got data for this, it's great, but the audience don't stick around because the audience feel dirty and they feel a bit used. So we've got to get that balance right, which is that your freebie guys, they will come for something specific. The others that buy the premium passes or the all access passes, they want more. And when you are hosting an online conference, you don't even need to do free if you don't want to. You can just move straight to a paid pass. You know, I don't fly out to events across the globe as I visit different events and go there for free. I've paid for my damn tickets. And that's the approach. Now for you, if you are earlier on and you don't have that audience, that may not be the best thing for you. You may do a mixed model where you have a free pass, but then you have all of these extras that people can upgrade onto, okay? And with a retreat, as we said yesterday, they pay in advance. We like that. But again, if you haven't got the audience, you may need to start further down because you can't leverage the speakers in the same way. So that's why we have these different models for different parts of our business. So when we host an event, we can literally scale from getting those sales at the front with our front end offers. We have our back end offer. So, in Experience Event Masterclass, we work with you on making sure that front end offer appeals and is right for your audience and the people you want to attract. What we also do that nobody else does is we work on the back end offer because this is the other part of your revenue. Important. And if you haven't got an offer that matches the audience, then you're not going to make the revenue. If you haven't got an offer that actually is right, is something that you know is going to sell, you've actually maybe even tested, because that's important. You can't just, come up with anything magical. If we're doing that, then you need to be able to know that that matches your event as well. Okay, so we create these back-end offers and we do that inside Experience Event Masterclass with you, and we make sure that it's right. So you get an offer creation element inside Experience Event Masterclass as well, because that's where we draw a huge part of revenue as well. And that can be that you're offering your service, you're offering your product, you might be offering higher level, higher ticket things. So you might be bringing some people through into, a 2 to 5K course. You might then be saying, actually, come work in my mastermind, where we're looking at 15 to 20,000 as an investment point. So you can bring different points in, and you up level the cost of your services to others because others see you as that authority and see the impact. So they are different ways that we can scale up. And as we crunched the numbers the other day, you can see that you can actually jump quite quickly up those price points, hosting one, maybe even two a year, unless you're like, serial likers and you're kind of somewhere between 6 to 10 to 12 per year. You may only need to host one or two. Okay, you may even just host one, and that's fine. Okay, with Experience Event Masterclass, what happens is you can come in and do just one, you can do two, you can do the 6 months, and it can go, hey, Lindsay, I want to stay because I want to do this other structure. Will you guys work with me still? And you can just stay and keep on the rolling period, and then you can work with us on other things as well. So if you've been following along, you should have, and you've been following along with all the videos this week, you should have the workbook. Have you guys got the workbook? Yeah, give me a 1 in the comments if you've got it. I am slowly getting comments through. I think there's a bit of a lag. It seems to be whenever we get in about 5 or 10 minutes, doesn't it? We get a lag. So basically, if you've got the workbook open and you bring it over to day 4, okay, our topic is defining what your audience actually wants and really needs and how you can use this to rapidly scale up. Because we've talked about scaling up. Now what we want to talk about is the rapid. How do we do it faster? So first thing here for your fill in the blanks, I'm just going to make sure that I move my little notes here. The question is what my audience thinks they, okay, and the answer there is need. So what my audience thinks they need is not what they actually want. We talked about this yesterday. I just want to bring that point home. What they think they need is never what they actually, what they want. It's something different. They always have a different type of need. Okay, a good host can anticipate, and this is again part of that experience. It's anticipating what the audience is going to need and what they actually want. And for blank number 2 there, they go beyond their expectations. Okay, this is where our events and my clients' events differ, because when you are just serving that base need of, oh, my audience want to learn email marketing, I am going to teach them email marketing by just presenting things. Watch this, watch this, watch this. And you don't anticipate their needs, like life happening, like all these other things that are going on, your audience aren't going to get involved. Okay, they're going to be, and it's going to be hard work. When we anticipate their needs and their expectations and we go beyond it, that's when the magic happens. That's what makes these events different. Okay, so the example I gave you yesterday, I just want to kind of rerun it, is, if we're hosting a party, and that's how you should view any of the virtual events you are creating. You are the host. It's your party. You are the one who needs to be there. So if your guests arrive late from work, it might be that you think they want a beer, and they might think they want a beer. But the reality is they really just might need a bloody good coffee. And it's prepping and knowing that difference. And that's part of the pre-production work that we do inside Experience Event Masterclass, is making sure that you know what the audience wants. Okay, because that is critical. Yesterday, somebody messaged me and said, oh, audience, I know my audience inside out and back to front. I said, oh, great. Are you a 7-figure business then? No. If you know your audience inside out and back to front, then you know everything that they need. And that way, your business is already growing massively and rapidly. If you don't, then there's the problem. Audience definition is critical to success. Okay, so knowing this is that key between a good/okay event, where people kind of go like, yeah, it's like a 3.5 out of 5, to being, wow, that was amazing. Can I be a speaker next year? Can I get involved? How do I do it? Oh my God, it was amazing. I love it. That is the difference. Okay, and that is blanks number 7 to 8 in your workbook as well. Now, in terms of our audience, okay, it is our human nature, okay, our human nature that we want to sample things. Okay, were you that kid in class? Shove this in the comments, right? Okay, put a 1 if you find this. Were you that kid in class that just daydreamed, and you'd be kind of like, oh yeah, and you kind of just dip in, you'd hear what the teacher said, and you'd be, oh yeah, and then you'd go back off to your daydream. I know that I certainly was one of those people, particularly in certain subjects that shall remain nameless. But this is the thing, okay? We all sample. It's human nature. That's why when we all go to these food markets and we go to food festivals or we go to the wine festivals, you guys know what I'm on about. We all go look for the samples, don't we? Hands up who goes to those Christmas fairs and goes, ooh, where's the mulled cider sample? Again, is that just me? Okay, maybe my bad. I certainly do that. And everybody that I know does that. And it's because we like to test things before we commit. We kind of, something might pique our interest and we're kind of like, okay, interesting. It's a bit like, when somebody offers you one of those free samples at one of those events. They're kind of walking around, aren't they, with the trays like this. And they're offering you things. But then you kind of, oh, sounds interesting. But there might be somebody just stood that little bit in front of you. You think, oh, I can't be bothered to reach over. Who does that? Who's had that? I have. Who has that? Okay. If that's you, then again, it's that sampling. We all have this natural human nature where we want to see what's going on. We want to try it, but we don't necessarily want to pay for it or make a commitment to paying either. And that paying in terms of virtual can be with your email address. It doesn't have to be with cash. So this is the thing with audiences. They don't want to commit. And even more than email addresses, it's actually committing to clicking. Okay? Having to click something when you're on your social media stream and you click it, if that page goes and takes you somewhere you don't want to be, you're going to have to really go back in your social media feed and scroll back down to where you were. And that's really irritating, isn't it? Does anybody else have that? You click it and then you go, shit, I've lost that. Now I'm going to have to spend 20 minutes scrolling back down, even though I was bored, to find where I was up to. It's the same. That's human nature. This is why social media is addictive. Okay, we want to sample and see what's going on, but we don't necessarily want to react or commit. Okay, putting your giving a like on social media is as close as we get to that reaction. And it's how do we take that and how do we make that into something different? Okay, how do we take that for our audience and get their attention? Because when we have somebody, and here's an example, I know some incredibly talented guys who have an event going on next week. Okay, they are the funniest people going, and honestly, watching them on stage is fascinating because I've seen them do their stage talks. They have some seriously mental, non-related skills like magic and all sorts of clever stuff. Okay, that they use to drive their point home. They're amazing. They have an event going on. It's in a field that I'm actually interested in. It's actually in email marketing. Shout out for the boys. But I haven't clicked to register. Why not? Because I've seen one post when I was busy scrolling when I shouldn't be. I was like, oh, yeah, sounds interesting. But there wasn't anything to drive it home to me. Okay? So I didn't click and I didn't take action. I should have been registered. But now I can't be bothered to go back and find the post because hang on a minute, that takes effort. And I'm not necessarily that committed right now because I haven't seen what else is going on. So this is one of the things that we need to think about. Okay, when we're talking about scaling up our business, we need to think about, are our audience sampling us? How do we get their attention? What is it that we can do so that they are all in for our event and not just going, oh yeah, I might remember that and come back to it. Because that's what you need. That's when you get the audience buy-in. Because we filter information. And this is why we sample. We're filtering all the time. Do I need to know that? Is it a decision I need to make? Oh, can't be bothered. That's what happens. It's human nature. When we are taking that information and we are controlling how our audience are reacting to us because we're anticipating those needs, we're anticipating that response because we've gone the extra level in our pre-production and our planning, that's when things become magical because suddenly it's like, oh yeah, hello, yeah, I saw that. I was supposed to do something. Examples being people where they put out huge long live streams, and I'm aware of the irony that I'm live streaming right now, but where people put out huge long live streams to tempt you into something, and then you've got to watch the damn thing for 10, 15 minutes to get the info. Like my friend did it the other day. I adore them. They put out a live stream. It was 54 minutes long. And the information that I wanted was in about 4 seconds of it. Rather than watch the live stream, because they're my friends, I could DM them and say, hey guys, what's going on? Fill me in. Okay? But as an audience, as somebody who's taking part and watching and following along, no way was I going to do that. This is the thing. It's about what do we want from the audience and what are we going to give the audience in return. So when we're talking about scaling up our business, using virtual events, there are 3 things we need to think about, okay? I say number 1 is how we control our audience and filter their experience for them so we're giving them the very best. Because if we know that they're sampling and they're only just checking out every now and again, we have to capture their attention. We have to make them so they view our content like a Netflix binge fest. Okay, we have to hook them in where they're going, ooh, what happens next? What's next? What do we do? That's what we need to do, and that's how we can scale our events using the experience formula, so we're not actually having to work as hard to market things, to grow events, and to build that interaction. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know in the comments if you think so. Selena is saying, hi, ma'am. I think you're trying to hold in your laugh. I don't know why. Because I get really excited, and I'm trying to keep it toned down and a bit more chill for Friday. But I am trying to desperately not laugh. You're right. So when it comes to scaling up, like I say, we've talked about those key elements there. What I want you to do for homework for today's session, is I want you to think about your audience and answer 3 things, okay? Who else is talking to my audience? So when I'm offering my samples, who else is doing it? And why are my audience bored of them? Is it that they've seen them too much? Is it that it's the same thing? What is making my audience bored so that they are not Netflix binging with my competitors? Okay, find that out. Find out why people are not Netflix binging with your competitors. And like I say, what I mean by that is, why are they not obsessively consuming every single bit of their content and obsessively stalking them and obsessively jumping in to work with them? That's going to be the game changer. And I want you to think about what you want your audience to feel. Okay, when they do sample your work and they sample your event and the way you're creating things, how do you want the audience to feel? Okay, pop it in the homework thread for day 4, because we are on day 4. We are going back and checking the homework thread for day 3. So you guys have got a couple more minutes to get your answers in there for yesterday. And just because I'm trying to make sure that today, because I know it's Friday, I want to make sure this one's a nice, fast live stream for you guys. Do make sure that you are checking out experienceeventmasterclass.com, because some of those bonuses are going away tonight. I extended it a little bit because we had one lady who was desperately trying to get in, and I've extended it for her, but they go away tonight. Check your emails, because you're going to get an email as soon as this live stream finishes that is going to tell you what is going, because you have till 11:59 p.m. Pacific to get in if you want those bonuses, because they are amazing. The onboarding call is one of the ones that is going. I know, that is one of the best ones, and that is going tonight. So make sure you get in. Check out experienceeventmasterclass.com. I'm going to wrap it here because I want to make sure you guys get that email, and do let me know if there's anything else that you guys need. All right, speak to you soon, guys. Bye.